Listen well, my friend. Listen well. The words of the teacher, son of David, king in Jerusalem. Meaningless. Meaningless, says the teacher. Utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What do people gain from all their labors at which they toil under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. The sun rises and the sun sets and hurries back to where it rises. The wind blows to the south and turns to the north. Round and round it goes, ever returning on its course. All streams flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full. To the place the streams come from, there they return again. All things are wearisome, more than one can say. The eye never has enough of seeing, nor the ear its fill of hearing. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one can say, "Look, this is something new"? It was here already, long ago. It was here before our time. No one remembers the former generations, and even those yet to come will not be remembered by those who follow them. Ecclesiastes 1 verses 1 to 12. Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Listen well. The Book of Ecclesiastes is believed to have been written by King Solomon, the wisest man ever. It is a compelling collection that penetrates your deeper senses and challenges the reader about this enterprise called life. Listen well to what he says right after the opening statement. Meaningless. Meaningless, says the teacher. Utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What is meaningless? The writer has the boldness of spirit to declare everything that we consider meaningful, that it is meaningless. I'm not asking you to agree, but think about it. You can think of anything. It seems to be the story of life here on planet Earth. Presently, I'm reading a book that outlines some amazing details of a successful life that the writer achieved in 30 years. But it all came crashing down when it is believed she took her life. She was not cruel. She was suffering from serious mental health problems, and none of what she had achieved, nor the bright future ahead, could save her from such a painful end. The writer says that all her achievements, all our achievements are meaningless. We see it every day. We make great efforts to ensure that our children are well schooled, and then many of them go on to pursue amazing careers and make lots of money and continue to do well. Yet it is not uncommon to hear of some who have to seek counselors or the wisdom of close friends or talk to their trusted journals. So many who seem successful and happy lead lonely and empty lives. Some turn to drugs, alcohol, fast cars, promiscuity, seclusion, amassing great amount of wealth. Some of them have families, multiple marriages, kept busy by their creative ways of giving back to the community, but still the writer says it is all meaningless. What makes all of these great experiences where success is determined by such things as the zip code you live in and the vehicles you drive and where do you go for vacation as standards of success? A life in which we equate happiness in the ability to shop in Paris and Milan and own a private island in the Pacific, and your name flashes in neon lights and you own multi-billion-dollar assets. The writer gives us the answer from his observation right there in the ancient city of Jerusalem. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. You can stop there. Stop right there, because this is followed by a string of 13 other pairs of opposing experiences, with the last one being a time for war and a time for peace. Chapter 3, verses 1 to 8. Hundreds of years later, Jesus appeared on the scene, And at about age 30, he launched a vibrant and bold ministry. On one occasion, Jesus was having a good teaching session with a crowd, and somewhere in his presentation, he asked a question that supports the assessment by the writer of the Book of Ecclesiastes and demands more than reciting the words, but that we should find a brilliant response. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? Mark 8 verses 36 and 37. In the end, it is meaningless to have amassed great wealth, slept with scores of persons too many to count, did vacation in outer space, murdered a bunch of people, or started and ended great wars. You might have gone out bragging, "I did it my way." But the words of Jesus comes to us in the dead of the night, or after the funeral of a close friend who died too soon. Somehow, you should listen to Jesus. Somehow, you should listen to Solomon. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth, before the days of trouble come and the years approach when you will say, "I find no pleasure in them," before the sun and the light and the moon and the stars grow dark, and the clouds return after the rain, when the keeper of the house trembles and the strong men stoop, when the grinders cease because they are few and those looking through the windows grow dim, when the doors to the street are closed and the sound of grinding fades, when people rise up at the sound of birds but all their songs grow faint, when people are afraid of heights and of dangers in the streets, when the almond tree blossoms and the grasshopper drags itself along and desires no longer is stirred, then people go to their eternal home and mourners go about their streets. Remember him before the silver cord is severed and the golden bowl is broken, before the pitcher is shattered at the spring and the wheel broken at the well, and the dust returns to the ground it came from, and the spirit returns to God who gave it. Meaningless. Meaningless, says the teacher. Everything is meaningless. Just about now, what are you thinking? That I have said enough, right? Wrong. Solomon, the wisest man ever, gave us an epilogue, and you must hear it. I must borrow his parting words because I really want you to walk away from today's talk pondering on what you have heard. It is not warm and fuzzy. It is not wrapped in a red bow and telling you to live happily ever after. It goes out with a whisper so loud that you cannot miss it because it is directed to you. Listen well, my friend. Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. For God will bring everything into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil. Ecclesiastes 12 verses 1 to 8 and verse 13 and 14.